Two Men, One Dream. One of the most devastating endings in American literature. Of Mice and Men is a book your English teacher assigned, but it's also a book that has made full-grown adults cry on their lunch break. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through everything. The plot, the characters, the themes, and why Steinbeck wrote it the way he did. By the end, you'll actually understand it, not just what happened, but why it matters. Steinbeck published this in 1937. This was right in the middle of the Great Depression. So unemployment was at 25%, and you had hundreds of thousands of men wandering the country doing seasonal farming, working for almost nothing. So what Steinbeck saw wasn't just poverty, it was loneliness. Men living without connection, without anyone who actually knew them. Let's talk about the characters. First, you have George. He's small, sharp, and smart. He's essentially the brains of the operation, while Lennie is the complete opposite. Lennie is enormous but childlike. He doesn't understand consequences or his own strength. He loves soft things such as mice, puppies, anything he can pet. George has been looking after Lennie for years. It's a burden, but Lennie gives George something too. He gives George a companion. And this is in a world where most men have nothing and no one. George has Lennie, and they share a dream together. The dream. Save enough money, buy a small piece of land, grow their own food, raise rabbits. It sounds small, but in 1937, owning land meant freedom. Nobody could fire you, kick you out, tell you what to do. Steinbeck keeps coming back to this dream. George tells it to Lennie like a bedtime story. Hold on to that. The plot. They arrive at a ranch in California. They are broke and need to stay out of trouble. They just ran from their last job because Lennie touched a woman's dress because it was soft. She screamed. They ran. At the ranch, Candy, which is old, terrified of being discarded, Crooks, black, stable hand, forced to live separately, brilliant and bitter. You have Curly, who's the boss's son, and he is small and aggressive, and Curly's wife, never given a name in the book. That's intentional. Everyone calls her Trouble. She's just lonely. She wants to be in the movies. Instead, she's married to Curly and ended up in a bunkhouse in the middle of nowhere. Lennie gets a puppy, accidentally kills it by petting it too hard. Then Curly's wife finds him alone. She lets him touch her hair. He won't stop. She panics. He panics. He breaks her neck without meaning to. George finds out. He knows what's coming. Curly's justice. Curly's justice would be cruelty, not mercy. George finds Lennie first, sits with him, tells him the dream one more time. The land, the rabbits. While Lennie is happy looking at the river, George shoots him. For themes, first, you have the American dream fails. Not because they didn't try, because the system wasn't built for them. Second, you have loneliness. Every single character is alone. George and Lennie are the only exception, and even that doesn't save them. Third, the title. From a Robert Burns poem, the best laid schemes of mice and men go off airy. Plans fall apart. That's the whole book in one line. 4, mercy versus justice. George gave Lennie the only ending without terror or a mob. He chose mercy over self-preservation. Subscribe. I break down every major book on the U.S. high school curriculum. No filler, just what matters. Next, The Great Gatsby. If you have more questions or need more details, put them in the comments. I will respond below.